So I saw this tutorial and I thought I wanted to give it a go. I will link it to in the description or something, maybe, if I figure out how to do that. But it was drawing, or painting rather, lavender, and I love lavender, I love the smell of it, and I thought, do you know what? I don't have any in my garden at the moment, so I'm not overly sure what it looks like, but I'm just going to kind of paint some lavender. And the tutorial was, I think they were making bookmarks or something. But I thought it's a really nice idea for either maybe bookmarks or like gift tags or something if you've got a birthday coming up. I love painting my own gift tags for the likes of birthdays and Christmas and stuff. So I thought this is a really simple, yeah, it's a really simple design, just for something like that. And you can make it as big or as small as you want. You could do it massive and have something you could put on your wall, but I'm just going to go for something, I'm just going to give it a go. And you, honestly, you're giving me an excuse to give it a go, because often I talk myself out of things. So I've got quite a lot. I don't know if you can you see my whole palette? I think you can. I've got a couple of purples already on my palette, from another painting, so I'm just going to use the purples that I've got here. I'm going to add a bit more water to this one because it's quite, yeah, quite a rich colour, so we're just going to make it slightly more watered down, and then it's literally just dot it on. That's what I thought, so I'm going to give it a go. So we're going to imagine a straight, actually you could use a pencil. That'd be a good idea. What you could do, let's see how that works. So if you use like a pencil to make your straight lines, because all the flowers kind of go in one straight line, don't they? So you need to kind of, I don't know if you can, that's very light, I don't know if you can even see that, but we're going to keep all of our flowers on that line. Now if they're slightly off to one side, it's no biggie. Oh, this is a very pale purple. So it is very pale, but what I can do is come back and pick up the slightly more, oh, that was a lot, concentrated purple, and just kind of like dot it on, and that will make that slightly deeper purple. And then I'm going to do slightly different purple. So this purple is slightly more pinky than that one. At least that's how I see it anyway. So we're going to do similar on this one. We're just going to dot, 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 and you can either do like little hearts like that, or you can do like, they kind of look like dinosaur paws, don't they? Like that. And they do kind of go off. Nope. Yeah, they do follow one straight line, but they do sometimes like lean one way or another. I don't know what I'm saying. So again, we're going to pick, it's actually a little bit of blue. No, no. I don't know, maybe this one. Just a little bit of a stronger purple, and just dot that at the base of these ones, just to give it a slight gradient and a slightly different colour. Now we're going to do this one, which is much more subdued purple. I mean, I suppose the argument is if they all came off the same lavender plant that they wouldn't be different colours. They'd all kind of be the same colour. And now we're going to give it a go. That is a bit too blue, so we're going to dot a little bit of purple just at the base. Dot, 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 dot. Yeah, nice. You could let this dry. I am impatient, so I'm not going to. But what we do need is the stems. So I've got quite a muted's the wrong word. I don't know if I use the right term for stuff like this. But it's a slightly kind of olivey brown, I guess. Not olivey brown, oh my goodness. Like an olivey green, I guess. So we're just going to grab some of that. We're going to make the point of our brush nice and fine, and then I'm barely even going to touch the paper because I don't want this brush kind of splaying out. So we're just going to follow those lines. Ooh, I'm not very precise. Now if this touches the purple. The purple will bleed into it, but I don't mind that, to be honest. I'm going to try and make sure it doesn't, but if it does, no biggie. So then we're going to follow on more of these lines. So that went very fine. And you could make your lines finer. You could use a pen for the lines if you wanted, if you didn't feel confident doing fine lines with the paints. It's absolutely fine. You do you, guys. Honestly, just there's no rules. No idea what that sound was. Possibly the cat. Yeah. So there's no rules. Do whatever makes you happy, and that for me is the point of painting, is to make me happy, and it does. It makes me smile. And this is so simple, and it is making me smile just looking at it. So it's very simple, but we just need some leaves. So I'm going to grab the same green. You could grab a different green. Again, you could use a pen or a pencil or whatever. I'm going to do mostly kind of little tiny, the leaves are literally just, oh, I pressed too hard. Never mind, who cares? So you just need to be really light and just kind of do a couple of sprigs of leaves. There we go. And they're mostly at the bottom, but they do have some going up the stems as well. So we're just gonna just like that. Swipe. I don't know. That one's a bit of a mess, but who cares? It's making me very happy. Yeah. It's very simple. I mean, I can see how this would make an excellent bookmark. Imagine just kind of like cutting that bit, and then you'd have a nice little bookmark if you made it a bit bigger. I'm going to add some different green to the stem because it's a bit samey for my liking. So I'm just going to grab a slightly, I might grab some of the olive green actually, and just sort of dot it in. Not all the way up obviously, but just kind of like add it to the leaves. Give a bit more definition to that little blob over there. And then, I don't know, it's kind of it, to be honest. There's only so much you can add to something as simple as this. But yeah, I think that's really cute. You could add a little bow, maybe when it's dry I'll add a little bow to like the little bunch. Just going to add a slightly darker purple just on these ones because they're a bit plain. And then once that's dry, I'm just going to do some splatter because splatter makes everything better. I might have, I don't know if I've got a gold paint. I might have a gold pen though, so I might do some like gold spots. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like when it's dry, and we'll add a little bit of something to it, but I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we are dry. We're going to do a bit of paint splatter. I've got a piece of watercolour paper just to cover so we're not covering the whole page, just in case I want to paint something else on this page. But we get a bunch of colour on our brush and just do I want to do this first? Yes. All over the table as well, of course, because you know what paint splatter is complete without getting it all over the table as well. Alright, mix up a slightly pinker purple just for a slightly different colour. Should have done this first. Okay, oh, that's nice. There we go. And just kind of, yeah, all over the table. Fabulous. And then I did think that what I could do is what I do with some of my other paintings where I outline with pen. I like that kind of illustrative look of outlining stuff with pen, but I don't think this needs it, to be honest. I am going to add some dots with a gold pen though. This is just an acrylic marker. So we're just going to dot, 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 dot. It's not a Posca pen. They are too expensive for me. But any old acrylic marker will do the job. And I think that that is super cute and definitely would make a fantastic bookmark. But yeah, that's it. I hope you like that. I hope you give it a go as well. If you do, let me know. Post down below or comment and say hi. Let me know how you get on with it. And do show what you make if you do. But other than that, have a great day, guys, and I'll see you next time. So here it is up close, so you can see all the detail and stuff. I know it's a bit hard with my setup to see the whole picture, but yeah, it's a really sweet little thing. Definitely do that again. Let me know if you do make it yourselves, and yeah, say hi if you are watching this.